This is the Dogecoin 1 month overview reading for the month of February 2023. It's currently January 11th, 2023, 12:15 a.m. Eastern Time. The overall behavior for Dogecoin throughout the month of February, we have a prominent move to the upside followed by a full retracement of that move back down. So there's going to be a notable move higher standing out on a 1 month chart at least, and then create like a triangular peak and come back down to the same price level that move higher started at. So it'd be like a full retracement triangular kind of chart pattern. It's crossed with a rally. I pulled the card to see direction on the Prince of Swords. Prince of Swords is a notable rally or a notable decline, either a notable rally into resistance or a notable decline out of a resistance. But it's, I determined that by pulling another card, and this is another take. I pulled the Swiftness card, so a notable move to the upside, increasing with momentum moving forward into a key resistance on the scale of at least a 1 month chart. The behavior around the highest high, we have a U-shaped dip that forms near the intersection of two perpendicular diagonal trend lines. And there's two ways that could play out for a high here. Matter of fact, it probably plays out in both ways, kind of. The first is that there's like a peak where at the peak there's kind of like a little bit of like a double top there, and then you come back down, and it would be like a triangular thing with like a little like double top at the top. And then you come back down, and then we probably see another move to the upside again. And it looks like that plays out. We have a highest high. We have several highest highs, which would allow for that to play out, as well as several lowest lows. Behavior around the low, we have a sell-off that will stand out on a 1 month chart. It's a sell-off from a overbought crest or peak. So when we're looking to determine if we're at the lowest low, we're going to be looking for this decline out of an overbought crest or peak. All right, real quick, let's take a look at the December reading that we did for Dogecoin and see how we did. We leave it up, good, bad, or ugly, my friends. We're not right all the time. I have no problem telling people when I'm wrong, because I'm right so frequently. Like, you can't even talk poop about it. Like, there's nobody who comes close. Nobody. So just, if you got something negative to say. We've got... All right, so this is the December portion of Dogecoin. I had a highest high on the 1st and a highest high on the 6th. It looks like I'm probably off by a day, right? We have like the highest high, and they're close enough that I'd consider this the highest high. It's on the 30th, so really right there on the cusp. And then we have a highest high on the 5th. I have it here on the 6th, so we're off by a day. I did have a prominent high on the 4th. You could say that's a prominent high. What is a prominent high, guys? This is a highest high. Technically, this is the highest high on a chart, and this is a prominent high. This is a prominent high. This is a prominent high, prominent high, prominent high, and then lowest low on this chart, followed by prominent low, prominent low. You could say that these are prominent lows, significant. It's a way to indicate that we see these dips and these important price levels that we bounce off of, but not that it's a lowest low. All right, so pretty close, guys. Off by a day here. Sequence of events is still very accurate. And when we take a look, and realize that the December Dogecoin reading was created on November 20th, well before there was a chart to look at, a technical analysis chart to even look at to predict off of. On November 20th, this was done, and we were off by just a day, my friends. So then we go into... So we have a prominent high on the 11th, 12th, 13th. This might be a little screwy. Let's see. Yeah, okay, prominent high. 12th has a prominent high. 13th has a prominent high. Looks like I missed the 14th. And then on the 19th, again off by a day, but we did get the lowest low here. What is it, the 29th? What do we have for the lowest low? The 30th, off by a day. So the sequences of events still significantly accurate. Let's see how much of January. There will be a prominent low in January too, right? So based on this, but still pretty solid, guys. Let's see, prominent troughs on the 5th. So looks like I missed it by a day. Everything seems to be off by a day on this one, which really aggravates me. Usually it's right on the day, but you can't get that every time. It's not like each card's energy lines up specifically with one day, you know? That would just be silly. Prominent trough on the 26th. I have it as the 25th. Here's another one. What is this? This is the 30th. That's the lowest low, right? Prominent trough on the 21st, 22nd. 21st, 22nd. Prominent trough on the 17th. Looks like we had it on this. Oh, no, that's, well, technically it's on the 16th, but right there on the edge. Prominent trough on the 9th, 10th. 9th, prominent trough. These are really, really like low-key ones, but still, you could say they are. So I'd say I'd probably give this one like a low 90s, based on so many things being off by a day. But even with that said, if you follow Tarot for Traders, then you know to follow the sequence of events, not the specific dates, and to hedge your bets. We're not right all the time, my friends. With that said, let's get back into the February reading. On the 1st, we have a notable move to the upside. There's a trade opportunity there that I'll get into in the paid version. We move to the upside, and there's a significant move, like we push the upper end of a range higher. There's also a little bit of a decline in there on the 1st, but the majority is going to be a move to the upside. On the 2nd, we establish support, rotate sideways, move to like the high to the nearest resistance, and then come back down and continue rotating sideways along that support. There's a rally on the 3rd that increases with momentum moving forward into a prominent crest or peak for the month. On the 4th, we have sideways rotation, increasing with bearish momentum after meeting like a little bit of a move, like a little bit of a resistance to the upside. So we move into that, and then we have bearish momentum forming as we move forward throughout that day. On the 5th, another prominent crest or peak, which we sell down to and through a support level from. We do a U-shaped reversal below that support level, come back and reuse it as support. Interesting. Yeah, so I think there's a little bit more of a like, it's bearish momentum, but I feel like the rotation probably goes in on the 4th, goes into the 5th. We have like this rally into like a notable move to the upside here early on the 5th, and then we have the bearish momentum really set in. Scratch that. So, okay, so yeah, sideways rotation on the 4th, increasing with bearish momentum. It's not going to be too severe because on the 5th we have a notable move higher, creating a prominent crest or peak, and then from there we have a decline off of that crest or peak down to and through a support level on the scale of a 1 month. We do a U-shaped reversal, come back and reuse that as support. Trade opportunity both there on the 4th and the 5th that I'll get into in the paid version. We have a highest high price level here, looks like early to midday on the 6th, and an unexpected move to the downside coming out of that to a lowest low for the month. We go from a highest high there to a lowest low for the month. It looks like on the 7th and or on the 8th. And it looks like there's that correlation to the Prince of Swords card there on the 6th, 7th, and 8th. So likely what we have is, that's the start of a rally out of those lows there. There's an unexpected move to the upside on the 7th, and a notable fake out, shakeout, or some sort of intentional misdirection there on the 8th. So be careful for that. Cessation of a trend towards the beginning of the day there on the 8th, and then a little bit of like a trough towards the end of the day. Trade opportunity on the 9th and 10th and the 11th. On the 9th, out of a decline, we have a notable move from the bottom of a range to the top of a range on a multi-day kind of scale. On the 10th, we're bound by the upper end of a range. We're bound by the upper end of a range there. There's correlations there too. Interesting. Okay, so this is here. This is it. So this is correlations to the art card. So we start this rally and we rally upward. This is like the interesting. So when we hit these lows, is like the art card pattern starts, and we move into the high on the 15th. There's the completion of a rally on the 11th, and there should be a notable drop there somewhere between the 10th and the 11th, because we have a high probability of a lowest low there on the 11th. I'm getting some conflicting sense here, guys, so be careful on the 11th. I might be off on the 11th. It is Mercury retrograde that I'm doing this reading, so please keep that in mind. And you should never trade like I'm right all the time, my friends. You will regret it. I learned the hard way many a times before it stuck. All right? Don't trade like you're right all the time. Be a responsible trader. Utilizing this information will give you an edge. It doesn't make you invincible, but it will give you a serious edge if you trade like a smart trader would. Without this information, just add this in, knowing this information, add it in, and knowing that gives you the edge. On the 12th, we established support, probably established support at that low there, like on the cusp of the 11th, 12th, and out of that support, multi-day support, we have a notable move to the upside, standing out on a 1-month chart, taking us to into the rally actually continues into the 13th. It takes us to a prominent crest or peak for the month. It's not a high side, but a prominent crest or peak, and that rally offers an opportunity. There's a bit of a day trade in there and a trade on the 14th. Again, I'll get into that in the paid version. On the 14th, there's a day's crest at the end of the day, a prominent crest at the end of the day there, and there's a key resistance level on a multi-day kind of scale that stands out. Between the 14th and the 15th, we have a notable decline, and then out of that gap down, I guess you could say, on the 15th, there's a big move to the upside, reaching all the way to create to reach for the highest high price level again. So it'll be near. It's never going to be exactly the same price level, but it'll be near it enough to consider it the same price level. There's a day trade on the 15th. On the 16th, we have 3 pokes through the same price level, followed by a sharp decline off of the 3rd poke. But then we rally into the 17th along a diagonal trend line. That rally ends with a fast sudden move higher, and then a breakdown through that diagonal trend line with increasing volatility on the way down, declining into the 18th. At the end of the day, we have a prominent trough or crest, prominent trough or low there for the month towards the end of the day on the 18th, and sideways. There's a big move to the upside and a breakout on a multi-day kind of scale out of that low or trough that we see there on the 18th. Possibly might be on the 19th. We do some sideways rotation along that low there on the 18th, 19th somewhere, and then there's a fast sudden move higher and a breakout, or there's a breakout on the 18th and a fast sudden move higher on the 19th. It's a little unclear there, guys. Again, Mercury retrograde. I must apologize. On the 20th, there's a decline that offers a significant trade opportunity. Again, I'll get into that in the paid version, and then on the 21st. There's a prominent crest or peak. Actually, there's a highest high early in the day on the 21st, from which we decline notably on a scale of a 1-month chart. Decline continues into the 22nd, even maybe into early into the 23rd. And we do some sideways rotation on the 23rd at a key at a lowest low price level there. We do sideways rotation, and there's a sharp dip within there, so that sharp dip will take us to the lowest low there on the 23rd. Looks like we bottom out there. Yeah, there's a really notable trade opportunity here. I'll definitely speak about that in the paid version. It looks like there's a significant trough or bottom here on the 24th and 23rd, 24th. That really it's a notable on a multi-day scale as like a bottom trade opportunity there, and then a sound foundation is formed stable foundation is formed for support there on the 25th, taking us into a highest high, a rally into a highest high there on the cusp of the 25th, 26th, or more likely on the 26th, highest probability. And that offers an opportunity. Looks like we hit a key resistance level. Okay, so on the 26th, at the end of the day, after that highest high, there's a sharp decline. On the 27th, we rally back into a key resistance level on a multi-day scale. And from there, we decline with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down. Into the 28th, where we reestablish support and the beginning of a rally again. Looks like we have another prominent low or trough. Is Dogecoin's lowest price level of March 2023 a lower price level than Dogecoin's lowest price level of February 2023? I got the unicursal, jeez. That's a definitive yes in that case. Looks like we sell from near overbought peak or crest at least early in the month of March. And it's important to point out, guys, when we did the January reading, the sneak preview card was a big move to the upside, reaching for distant resistance. So we should expect a bit of a move here into this high before we see these highs and lows, like price swings. Anyhow, guys, that's Dogecoin for February 2023. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Most importantly, my friends, make sure that you follow the rule of karma. It's so important. If you really do expect that you're going to profit from this information, which you should, then you must follow that rule of karma. Otherwise, you're going to be sorely disappointed. I'm telling you, it's the way the universe works. It's about mentality. You are manifesting your own abundance by the decisions and actions that you take based on the thoughts and the subconscious belief systems that you have. Your actions will tell you what your subconscious belief systems are based on what your actions are. And with that said, guys, stay tuned for the Q&A. We're going to get into the highs and lows. Highs and lows. That's where I extrapolate. I actually do that portion first, and then I extrapolate that. I mark it on the markup, and then I get into the interp. So it's recorded in reverse order. I'll see you guys soon. Okay, here's the Q&A. We're going to extrapolate some extra information about highs and lows in relation to each other. And it occurred to me, guys, if there's other types of yes or no questions that you want to see asked in this section that we're not asking, put the question in the comments. We may or may not add it to the coming videos. It depends on if it fits or not. But always looking for new ideas. With that said, those of you that are interested, the February Dogecoin file shuffle file was created on December 22nd, 2022 at 3:21 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this file right here. Is Dogecoin's highest price level of February 2023 taking place on February 3rd, 2023? No. Is Dogecoin's highest price level of February 2023 taking place on February 5th, 2023? No. Is Dogecoin's highest price level of February 2023 taking place on February 6th of 2023? Yes, I got the Chariot card there. Guys, I'm seeing more and more people following through on the rule of karma, and it just warms my heart so much. It's like, I mean, a world where you could just give away this valuable information and trust that people are going to send back a percentage of that, a fair percentage of that, maybe even less than fair, but still, you know, when it's coming from a bunch of people, that's awesome. Does Dogecoin's highest price level of February 2023 take place on more than one day of February 2023? Yes, and I got the Knight of Cups. Interesting, like out of a decline. Does Dogecoin's highest price level of February 2023 take place on February 26, 2023? Yes. Does Dogecoin's highest price level of February 2023 take place on any day in February 2023 other than the days already identified as highest highs? Yes, Knight of Swords. And there's the shuffle, guys. And now it's interesting because the last time I got a yes, it was a Knight of Cups. Now we have a Knight of Swords. Something to do with a male there. Does Dogecoin's highest price level of February 2023 take place on February 21st, 2023? Yes. Does Dogecoin's highest price level of February 2023 take place on February 15th, 2023? Yes. Queen of Swords. Alright, so that's where I'd see all the possible highest highs. And I looked at this one because if we have a highest high here and this is indicating like a greater, it's probably just slightly higher than the high that we see here on the 21st. This is a relational ruin when utilizing the Eso-Meta analysis. Does Dogecoin's lowest price level of February 2023 take place on February 24th, 2023? No. Does Dogecoin's lowest price level of February 2023 take place on February 25th, 2023? No. Interesting. Does Dogecoin's lowest price level of February 2023 take place on February 18th, 2023? No. Does Dogecoin's lowest price level of February 2023 take place on February 11th, 2023? Yes, Queen of Discs means we visited again. Maybe, okay, so this is a little skewed as far as the days, but the sequence of events down here is accurate, and it looks like probably this is where we see it again, because I was already looking for one over here. Does Dogecoin's lowest price level of February 2023 take place on February 23rd, 2023? Yes. Does Dogecoin's lowest price level of February 2023 take place on more than 2 unique days of February 2023? Ooh, unique is a good word. Yes. Does Dogecoin's lowest price level of February 2023 take place on... Where could it be? Where could it be? Give me a hint. Defeat card. So failed attempt to break through key resistance, followed by a decline through key support. It's at a key resistance, after a key resistance is failed to break through, and then we decline through key support. Is Dogecoin's lowest price level of February 2023 taking place on February 7th, 2023? Yes, there we go. Does Dogecoin's lowest price level of February 2023 take place on more than 3 unique days of February 2023? Does Dogecoin's lowest price level of February 2023 take place on February 8th, 2023? Yes. Does Dogecoin's lowest price level of February 2023 take place on more than 4 unique days of February 2023? No. All right, guys, that's the Q&A. Stay tuned for the paid portion. We're going to get it. There's quite a few trades here. Guys, if you don't have the paid portion and you're interested, check out the subscriptions tab on the website, tarotfortraders.com. It's a really great way to support the channel, and we definitely remember everybody that signs up for that by name. It's really awesome that when people do that. It really helps the business because it's reliable income. You can plan with it, if that makes sense for the non-business savvies. All right, guys, I'll see you there.